Hey guys, and welcome to this week's video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the traits of a good trader and also some of the ones of a bad trader. So if you're anything like me, then this could be a bit of a wake-up call and you may recognize some of these bad trader traits in yourself. But also, the main purpose of this video is to shine a light on these good quality traits. Now, I have not made these traits up. These come from countless books that I've read over the years on trading, and time again, every single successful trader that there is, whether it's stocks, cryptocurrencies, forex, whatever it is that they're trading, this one habit, just one habit, if you can get this correct, then you're going to be a very, very successful trader in whatever field it is, whatever industry that you're trading in, you're going to be very successful. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these traits of the not so good and the good traders. But before we do that, let me just say that if you're ready to actually try hard and learn something here in this video, maybe get out a pen and paper and take some notes on this to find out who you are as a trader and be honest with yourself. If that's you and you're ready to get started and actually change your trading, then do hit that like button down below and we'll get straight into it. However, if that isn't you, if you're just looking for a bit of entertainment, a nice easy ride, and you just really want someone to tell you what to trade and when to trade and all that type of stuff, and you're not ready to take responsibility for your own trading, then please just hit that dislike button and just go watch another video, because this probably is not going to be for you. Okay, so you are still with us. Congratulations for that. Now we're just going to get into these questions. We got 15 questions to go through to work out just where you are with your trading and where you need to be. And I've kind of categorized these into my own categories. So all of these 15 traits are real traits for good and bad traders. Doesn't come from me. This is from lots of books, lots of good successful traders out there that have come up with these. I, though, have put these into three distinct groups. So we've got the toe dippers, we've got persistent traders, and we've got stupidity, just pure emotional nonsense. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at question number one. We've got, when losing, you quickly rush in to try and win back losses. Now, can you think of a time in history, in your trading history, where you've done exactly that? I will be sharing in a moment some of my own trading history just from last week, that you may see something similar to this in there. But yeah, if that is you, then if you've got a pen and paper, just write down number one, that's me. And you're going to see, what is that? That is stupid, obviously. So just trying to rush into a trade to try and win back losses is idiotic. It's stupid. Always take action when a valid signal presents itself. So if you've been over on Mutrah Ninja and maybe say you're holding something like Cardano or Litecoin or whatever, and those signals say to sell, do you sell it off, or do you just say to yourself that, you know what, you're quite happy with that position and you're willing to just ride it out and hodl no matter what happens? Well, if that is you, then you are a persistent trader. So the persistent trader, just to clarify this, is someone that always takes action on a valid signal. If you're just hodling it and just doing your own thing and ignoring your strategy, ignoring the signals and just doing what you want to do, then I'm sorry, but you're not a persistent trader. You're probably being a little bit foolish. Number three, okay, so you feel fearful of trading after a losing streak. So this is something I'm definitely guilty of. Back in the day when I was trading from 2010 through to about 2015, I'd normally do quite well for a while and then just hit a losing streak. I remember one time I had 32 losses in a row. And then whatever cash I actually had left over, I just threw it on like a 100x leverage trade on whatever and just lost a lot, because I was so infuriated having lost just so many times in a row. So if that's you, you feel fearful after a losing streak and you're worried about putting on another trade because you're scared of losing your money, then you're probably a toe dipper. You're somebody which is just maybe fairly new and just testing the waters, testing it out and you're not really committed to the strategy. Number 4, you feel emotional when you see your trade going into the red. So whenever you're looking at your stocks and you're starting to see them slip into the red, you're kind of getting a little bit uncomfortable. For one, that's probably a sign that you've probably got on a too big a position or it's too highly leveraged. You really should not be getting emotional at all about your trades. If you are, the chances are you're just trading too big a stakes at each one. Okay, so just maybe bring those position sizes down a little bit or use no leverage at all. I actually don't use any leverage in my trading and I just get on just fine. I make plenty without leverage. So yeah, you'd be pretty stupid if you did that, okay? Number 5, win or lose, you take responsibility for your trading decisions. As you can imagine, somebody that takes responsibility is a persistent trader, not somebody that's going to be quick to blame other people for their own mistakes, someone that's going to take responsibility. Number 6, quick to blame external factors after taking a loss. So if you're going to go ahead and blame what somebody said, like in the Moocharoo chat Telegram group, or you're going to blame the signals, or you're going to blame something that you read on Twitter or a news feed or something like that, you just got to take responsibility, okay? If you are that sort of person that is going to look to blame other people, chances are, again, you're just a toe dipper. You're somebody giving it a go. You're not really committed to a strategy, and you're probably very likely to lose all your money. And number 7, we got believe that taking losses is part of a winning strategy. So if you actually believe, right, that taking a loss is actually a part of winning, then I have to say you're a persistent trader. That is a good trait to have, just accepting the fact that losses are just all part of the game. So you don't need to worry about that. Number 8, you feel like taking revenge on the market if a trade did not go your way. Now, I've definitely been guilty of this for sure. In the past, probably way back in like 2012, 2013, I took out a trade, just a little $50 leverage trade. I made like $650 in one day while I was just down the beach. I set it in the morning, came home, made $600 odd. I tried replicating that again and I got stopped out. I lost. I tried it again. I got stopped out. I lost. And I'm like losing $50 every time. In the end of the day, I got infuriated. I wanted to take revenge on it. I just shorted it like crazy and it went to the moon and I lost everything. So yeah, taking revenge on a stock which has no emotions, doesn't know who you are, it doesn't know anything. It's just a stock, okay? So, or a cryptocurrency or whatever it might be. Don't bother trying to take revenge. It is stupid. 100% stupid. Number 9, you are more focused on the account balance than following a strict strategy. So if you're one of these people that just checks in every day and looks at your account balance and gets sort of worried or emotional if it's going up or down or whatever, then you're completely on the wrong track. You're a toe dipper for sure. You're somebody that's just sort of giving it a go. You're not committed to a strategy. You're just focusing on how much money or the value of your account. Not the way to go at all. Number 10, short-term losses do not bother you as you have a long-term view. So if you're somebody, short-term losses, just, water off the duck's back, not really bothered at all about taking short-term losses because you're thinking long-term, okay? You're a persistent trader, 100%. Now, number 11, if you feel a strategy not working out, you'll quickly switch to a brand new strategy. So say if you came over to Mutrah Ninja, you had to go at the free signals and you kind of done it for a week or so. You felt you were taking some losses every now and then and you thought, you know what, I'm gonna dump this strategy. I'm gonna search YouTube or whatever and try and find some new strategies. Then I'm sorry, you're a toe dipper again. You're not someone that's committed. You're just giving it a go, then run into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And if you're somebody like that, you're never ever going to find success until you actually commit to something. And number 12, so we've got every trade you make follows a strict set of rules. So you're not just jumping in the market every time you see a tweet from Elon Musk or something like this. You're somebody that just has a strict set of rules, and when those rules are met, you pull the trigger, make the trade. You are a persistent trader, 100%. Now, number 13, you will follow a strategy even if you are taking losses. If that's you, if you will just persistently keep following a strategy, even though you may be temporarily taking loss after loss after loss all week long, then you're a persistent trader and will succeed in the long term 100%. Now, 14, if you're somebody that is happy to hold a losing position until it recovers, so let's just say back in 2017 you bought Bitcoin at $18,000, and it sort of went up to 20, then it came all the way back down. It went down to 3,000 at one point. If that's you and you're just gonna hold that, then I'm sorry, you're stupid, right? You probably should have sold 14, 12, something like that, took the hit, took the loss, and then traded that money for the last 2 years and actually made considerably more than you would have right now. You just got to take the hit. That's what it comes down to. Just take the hit. And now 15, last one. Somebody that will trade at different amounts for each trade with varying degrees of risk. So let's just say you're going to trade Amazon. You quite like Amazon, you think it's quite strong, so you'll go in that with maybe 25% of your portfolio at 10x leverage, something like that. And then you're going to have a look at Bitcoin. You think that's a bit riskier, so you'll just put $100 in that one. And if that's the way that you divide up your portfolio, having different amounts of different ones, then I'm sorry, but you're a toe dipper and you do not understand the strategy. At the end of the day, you need to do consistently and persistently the same thing every single time and stick to the strategy. Do not get emotional about stocks or crypto or anything like that. You're just following a strategy, a rule-based system, and if those rules are met, you'd make the trade. That is it. You do that, you will be successful. Persistence is the key to long-term trading success. And if you choose a proven strategy and stick with it, then you will definitely see success in your life. Now, right now in the cryptocurrency world, we're just coming up to the Bitcoin halving later on this year. And over the next year and a half, you have the potential to make considerable amounts of money, quite considerable, life-changing amounts, if you do it right. And this means that if you're following the strategy, you're likely to be selling off near the top, and you're not just going to hold it all the way down until you're back where you were when you began. Having a strategy is vital. So right now we'll just go over and take a look at what we've got on the website here, Mutrah Ninja. So this is free signals. So this is what we provide for free. All you need to do is log in with a free account, as I say, and then you come down here to trading signals. And what we found, so we tested out day trading, so like intraday trading, checking signals or checking the strategy every single hour, or then just checking it once per day. And down here we've got the ROIs. Look at Chainlink, you'd be up 104% right now just following this strategy on swing trading. So that's just you're checking in once per day. Doesn't really matter what time you check in, you just choose a time that suits you each day. You check in, you see the buy signals or the hodl signals, and those are the ones you just hold in. You're buying every single day, or you just hold it every single day. And if it's going to say wait out, or if it's going to say sell, you don't just, like this here for Litecoin, you don't just say, hey, you know what, I like Litecoin, I think it's got more potential to go yet, I'll just hold it out. No, you don't do that. You just sell it. You take action and you sell it. Likewise with PivX down there, you got that on a buy signal, so just buy it, don't argue with it. This is the strategy and you just do it. So here we got the day trading signals. So this is if you're checking in every single hour. You can see Chainlink, you'd only be up 17.9%, and basic attention token, they're all really low, whereas if you do it once per day, you get massively bigger results. So from our testing, we found that this strategy definitely works better on a daily basis. All you need to do is check once per day. It takes about 10 minutes and you're done for the day. That is your complete trading done. Pretty boring if you're somebody that's really into trading and just want to like sit there looking at the screen all day, looking at charts, then this is a really boring system. You're probably not going to enjoy it that much, but it's definitely profitable. And how it works, if you come over here, so here we got Litecoin, and all you need to do, so this is a Heikin-Ashi. If you go here, this is like normal candles. You can see it's like red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green. But if you turn it over to Heikin Ashi, which uses like this averaging calculation to get an average price for the day's trading, and you can see you've got a big long string of greens and then a red and then a big long string of reds. And I challenge you to go to these Heikin Ashi charts for yourself and count each single candle, count every time you have a consecutive color. So once it changes to red, you take a mark for a change. That is a change. It's gone from green to red. That's a change. And then count every single consecutive candle, given a mark for each single consecutive one, and then a mark for a change, and then a mark for every single consecutive candle, and so on and so forth. Do that for a few years of data for several different cryptocurrencies or stocks or whatever you want to do. And I'm telling you now, you will find 100% that it ranges somewhere between about 73% probability to 78% probability for every single asset you could possibly check this on, that it will give you a probability of about 75% that a green candle will be followed by another green candle and a red by another red. Now, if you had these odds on roulette, let's say you went down the casino and you found that there's 75% of the numbers on the roulette table were red and only 25 black, and they were still going to give you double your money back if you picked either red or green, red or black, and you got it right. Which one would you pick, red or black? There's 75% of the colors are red. Obviously, you're going to go for red, and overall, you're definitely going to win over time. Is exactly how this works, right? So every single time it changes, all you do, as soon as here it's changed to a red, what you do, you sell it off. And then as soon as it gets to a green, you buy it back. But then, without having made any profit whatsoever, now you've got to sell it again. And then the following day, you've got to buy it again. And then the following day, you've got to sell it again. Now, this is where the losers, I'm going to call them, actually lose so much in this, because they're either toe dippers, they're stupid, they get bored, and they're not persistent. They will get to this stage and they'll give up, and they'll think that they've bought here and they think, you know what, I've had enough of this buying and selling, I'm just going to hold. Next thing, it's gone down. They've lost a lot of money, okay? And same here. So it goes green, and you know, you've got to keep up. You've got to keep persistent. You've got to keep using the strategy and doing it, and you will definitely 100% make money with that strategy. So that is the strategy that we use on the free signals. If you go into the masters area, you will find a different type of signals being used there, which goes more on volatility. And what we're creating now for Mutrah Ninja 2.0 is a completely new set of trading signals that use kind of a bit of a mix of all of it, although not really strictly the Heikin Ashi, although we do use that calculation for the candles in there. And it's completely new, it's completely different, it's a lot easier to follow than the standard system. And I don't want to say too much about it right now, I really don't. So I want to be keeping a little bit of intrigue in there ready for when the launch of Mutrah Ninja 2.0 is. So I'll just shut my mouth. As we said earlier, persistency is definitely the key. Now let me just show you a trade that I put on just the other day. So this is my EToro account. And in the video last week, I went through the system I used to turn $500 into over $10,000 using a very simple strategy, which I call the Bitcoin multiplier method. Now, I went through that in last week's video, so I'll leave a link up here. I think it's up there for you to actually check that out if you haven't seen that yet. It's a very, very good video. Great strategy, really, really easy to follow. But I recently came back onto eToro just to trade stocks. However, at the end of last week, I decided, because you can't trade stocks over the weekend, and I'd had a very good week up to that point, I decided to just hold some crypto over the weekend. And I hadn't been using any leverage whatsoever. So, in fact, if you have a look now, this is my portfolio as you see it right now. I believe the most of the stock market isn't open yet. It doesn't open till 2:30 here in the UK, so not much going on there. But For last week, last Friday, you'll see this big, huge order here of $500 worth. Now, what did I say? You have to be consistent and have the same amount every single time, same similar leverage. Well, this one I actually used leverage on. I just thought I'll have a little bit of a dabble. There's a bit of a toe dipper move, and I thought I'll just throw in $500 over the weekend at 2x leverage. And I hadn't been on eToro for some time, and I'm kind of like forgetting the fees here on eToro. It's absolutely savage. And the minute I put it on, I'm already about $20 in the red. And then I start to freak out, and I'm looking at the stop loss position, and I'm realizing that that's actually $270 that I'll lose if it actually gets stopped out. And although I'm in a good position to make a lot of good gains at that sort of leverage and that big of a stake, unfortunately, you know, $270, I've only got like $1,200 in this account right now. So that's almost about 25% drawdown. So after getting a little bit emotional and having to check the charts every single 30 minutes, I would go away, go pick up the kids from school, come back, check the charts, go make some dinner, come back, check the charts, and I just couldn't, I wasn't comfortable at all, and I knew really the trade was too big. And despite having to take this big loss here of $22, I just felt it was better just to take the loss. I knew it was the right thing to do, so that's what I did. Now, unfortunately, if you actually check the charts here for the weekend, so I believe this must have been Friday, somewhere here, and then we had Saturday was up, Sunday would have been back down again, or is that Monday? That's today, that's it. So we'd have been here, and I would have made very good profits on the Saturday for sure if I just had, you could say if I had the balls to hold it out, then I would have been up and then could have sold off here. Right now, as we were just saying about the Heikin-Ashis, you'd definitely be selling. Also, not only would you sell because the Heikin-Ashis are now red, but you'd also be selling Litecoin because down here on the MACD, it looks like it's just about to cross over as well. So that is also bearish. I mean, just look at this here. It's definitely looking like Litecoin and Ethereum and Cardano. There's a lot of alts right now look like they're going to go down. So not something that you'd want to be holding, and is why when I decided to take this off and take the hit, I also bought up a little bit more Litecoin again, but with less leverage. And then I bought what I've got on right now. So yeah, I ditched that other Litecoin as well on Monday because it was going down. But I also bought this one. I bought Binance Coin because what normally happens when everyone starts trading out of Bitcoin and Litecoin, Cardano, Ethereum, and all these other alts, they go into Binance Coin. So I thought Binance Coin might go up, so it was a bit of a hedge, and it worked out pretty good. So Binance Coin's up, all of those are down. And yeah, that's about it. So what I've got to say is, even now, even today, you know, you never ever get to the point where you're not going to feel these emotions. You're not going to be drawn into making stupid trading decisions, okay? The only difference is, as you get a bit more experience and a bit more aware of whether or not that is a good or a bad decision to make, you just kind of just get used to recognizing a bad decision when you're about to make it and maybe stop yourself from doing it. That's the whole purpose of this video, is just to try and make you more aware of when it is that you're going to make a bad decision, and hopefully should keep you on track at actually sticking to your strategy. Something like that Heikin-Ashi strategy that we've got on the free signals is really good. You'll make money on that. However, the brand new master signals that we've got coming out later in May, that's going to be Mutrah Ninja 2.0, and those signals in that are actually, we've back tested a few different cryptos, and it's going to be 5 times more profitable than just the standard Heikin-Ashi trading system. That is proven. We've tested it. It's 5 times more profitable. Do look forward to that, and I shall see you again in next week's video.